Wow, at long last the book is here. The Discipline Lifestyle, Self-Control through Behaviour Modification. I'm Dr Anthony van Tonder from South Africa, Legacy Coach and Behaviour Modification Specialist. In this book, you'll find out how the word discipline can be broken up and change your life. The first four letters, DISC. What will that do? It's all about your behavioral type, how you can come into the picture to change your life. The I that follows, that's all about communication, how to communicate to go to the next level. And then the key, PLINE, that has been registered as a trademark to really loosen the edges of how to go next level in your life. You want to break through on a self-discipline level. This is the one for you. When it comes to behavioral discipline, there's the question I would like to raise. Why do people start but they don't see things through? Isn't it just strange how someone decides to actually go into a new diet? They want to have new eating habits. They start off with a bang, but yet they cannot see it through. Other people again want to start exercising. They put their tackies on, they go for their first jog, but it doesn't take a week or two and they just don't see it through. Why is it that people just cannot succeed in following through? I beg to tell you it's because of the lack of self-discipline when it comes to behavior. Now let's look at behavior. I would like to give you 3 solutions that will change things for the future. The first solution is understanding the 4 different DISC behavioral types. DISC of in itself stands for driver, influencer, supporter, and compliant. These are the 4 key behavioral types that drive human behavior. Now you will find that the driver and influencer are people that tend to be extrovert, whereas supporter compliant are the people who are more introvert. So in the very same given situation, you'll find that the driver and influencer will react to circumstances, whereas the supporter compliant will rather respond. So there you have it. Inherently the big difference between these 4 different styles. But also, 2 of them are task-driven and 2 of them are people-driven. So now we find that cluster shifts, and that is that the driver compliant are task-driven, whereas the influencer supporter are people-driven. You have to understand this difference because it will drive behavior. The next thing is to understand the effect of discipline on the 4 types. They all respond or react to discipline in a different way. You as it were have to be more harsher on the extroverts, namely the driver and influencer, because they need to really understand that they messed up. Whereas there's a far softer approach with the supporter and the compliant. They just need to work it out why or what they are doing not acceptable in society. The following point is all about communication. You need to understand that the communication style of all 4 of these DISC behavioral types are totally different. You find, for instance, that the driver is short and to the point. You find that the influencer is way elaborate, and in fact, they yarn a story and keep on talking. The supporter, normally quiet spoken, but great communicators, great storytellers. And when it comes to the compliant, well, when they communicate, they would like to reflect on facts. They like to look at the past, they're very analytical of nature, and they like to make sure that you understand that what you're doing is not right. In fact, they like to be right at all times. So it also plays a role in terms of communication. The next solution is to understand that there's a key to success. So now we have dealt with DISC, which is the 4 different behavioral types. We've dealt with communication, because communication is really what sets us all apart in terms of how we communicate to each other. And lastly, the key to success, where I call it the trademark being revealed. In the word discipline, the first part we addressed was DISC. Then the little I looks like a little communication tower, because why? People communicate differently. But then that final key, PLINE. Here's the trademark revealed today. Putting love into execution. I move to say that when people can love themselves enough, they will start realizing the importance of who they are and whose they are, so that they will live a life of discipline. In fact, self-discipline now becomes the issue, where the person who got up to go and run and did not see it through will start saying to themselves, I love myself, I love my body, and I need to find a way to literally do things differently. These people, all depending on the different behavioral types, will do things differently, will communicate things differently, but also will love themselves in a different way. Because you see, love is something that is not always tangible. Of course, when you embrace one another, love becomes tangible. But there's the part where you need to understand how to put love into execution. That means love yourself enough that you will go to the next level. The statement is very true. If you cannot exercise self-discipline, the world has mandate to discipline you. And there you have it. It's a choice that you're going to have to make. If you do not realize that discipline is within your grasp, within your hold, you would never get it. This book is aimed at, firstly, helping people understand that through behavior modification, through practical application, that they can go and affect all areas of their life. And therefore, this book gives solutions, key solutions, to physical discipline, social discipline, emotional discipline, financial discipline, and spiritual discipline. All 5 of these areas will be discussed through the ambit of how discipline can make your life far, far better. In other words, live the life that you've always supposed to be living, but find your way to discipline yourself and you will get ahead. This is Dr. Anthony van Tonder, your Behavioral Modification Specialist. Enjoy the book and make sure you put it to work to change your life.
Hi, my name is Dr. Mamike Malapo. I'm a leadership training consultant, and I've been very instrumental over the years in helping international organizations to excel and move to the next level of their operations. I'm an individual who's always looking for opportunities to make a lasting difference in people's lives, particularly where emotional intelligence is concerned. Now you may ask yourself a question: why do I need emotional intelligence? Why is it so important? It's important particularly in leadership because leaders look to systems for their success. They totally sometimes ignore emotional intelligence, forgetting that systems will get you to where you're going, but they will not get you all the way to that excellence part. But sometimes systems won't even get you there. Because if emotionally people are not treated well, if you as a leader emotionally are not well, you'll not be able to handle the stresses and the problems that come in the workplace. A lot of leaders without emotional intelligence tend to unravel when it comes to situations that are stressful in this workplace, because sometimes people depend on their IQ and they forget about the EQ. IQ will get you to a point and then it leaves you. But you have to have emotional intelligence to be able to use the IQ that you have, to use the smarts that you have. They have to be jointly put together with emotional intelligence. Leaders who are not emotionally intelligent fail because they cannot handle even their own emotions. So how do they handle the emotions of those people that they are leading? But emotional intelligence is great in this way. It can help you as a leader to relieve stress. We are all leaders in different ways. Leaders in our own lives, leaders in the workplace. Relieve the stress. We live in a stressful world. We just had a pandemic worldwide a few years ago that we did not plan for, we did not know how to handle. It was a very stressful situation. Only those who were emotionally intelligent were able to come out of that situation unscathed. I did not say they were not touched. We were all affected the same way, but others got completely wiped out because they were not emotionally intelligent. Emotional intelligence will help you as a leader to empathize with other people, to walk in people's moccasins, as the saying goes. If you do not know how to handle your own emotions, how do you expect to handle the emotions of others, or how do you expect to treat other people when they display their own emotions? Emotional intelligence will help you to effectively manage conflict. In the workplace, most of the conflict comes because of a lack of emotional intelligence. Even in your own personal life, it will help you to manage conflict effectively and overcome problems. Well, why am I saying all these things? It's because we've written a book together with the authors, several different authors who are experts in their own fields. The book has not just been written as a book on one subject. A lot of books get written on one subject, but this is a collaboration. Every one of us as authors have come up with where their expertise is, and we have collaborated in writing the book, The DISCipLinE Lifestyle. You will never have a great lifestyle if you're not disciplined. So do yourself a favor, get yourself a copy. Not only get yourself a copy, get your friends a copy. We have to learn to live in a world where we are givers. Buy a copy for somebody else who may need it, somebody else who will be helped by it. In fact, even buy it for your children. Thank you so much for giving me the time and the opportunity. I wish you success as you go on to becoming emotionally intelligent.
Hi, my name is Dr. Michelle van Tonder, and I am the author of the chapter that focuses on financial discipline. Yes, you're right here, bang smack in the middle of the book, The Disciplined Lifestyle. And in this section, you're going to find out exactly what it takes to have a financially disciplined lifestyle. And the reason being is because it's all about how do you take self-control in your finances so that you're in a situation where you can make sure that you not only know how to make money, but how do you keep it? And how do you make sure that your wealth lasts for generations to come?
I have found in life, as I've been going through and meeting and chatting to thousands of people over the last really 13, 14 years, is that when you ask most people what they want in life, and they will say they want to be financially free. And you know, being financially free means having the time and the money to do what you want, when you want, where you want, and with whom you want. Most people desire the thought of this. Well, at least most people that I speak to about this specific topic. But most people are far too scared to step out of their comfort zones and take the risks that are necessary to achieve this financial freedom that they talk about, this time and this money freedom. I know this because I was one of those. And it really takes a lot of courage to step out of one's comfort zone and go and do what you need to do, what is necessary to do to achieve the goals that you want. But the question we've got to ask ourselves is, how badly do you really want this financial freedom? And when you've got the answer to that, then the rest of this book is going to mean a lot to you. So my name is Michelle van Tonder, and I've written the chapter on financial discipline. In this chapter, you're going to know how much, and you're going to work out how much do you need in whatever currency you've got with regards to achieving your desired financial freedom. In the chapter, you will also work out how you will develop your personal financial blueprint that will take you to the next level of your desired passion, purpose, and the things that you want to do in life. We'll also chat to you about the different ways and assets that you could use to diversify your asset portfolio, increase your asset portfolio, and become a person. And it really is not written for the multimillionaires. It is written for those people like yourself and myself that want to start out and say, I need to achieve the things that I need. We'll challenge you to look at and see also Where are your children? What ages are they? What's their future? And how are you going to help them to achieve their dreams as well as you achieving your dreams? It's all about becoming an asset-based millionaire. What does that mean, and how can you achieve being this asset-based millionaire? And that's not too far away, because you and I can achieve this. And it is all about saying, how do I and what do I need to do to step out of my comfort zone? You see, information that you receive in this chapter is going to challenge you, because information without action and application means nothing. You will be given some really practical tools on how you can move forward financially. So as a bunch of co-authors, we've written together the book, The Disciplined Lifestyle, Self-Control Through Behaviour Modification. In this chapter, you need to ask yourself, what financial disciplines do I need to put into place in order for me to achieve my financial freedom?
Hi there, my name is Saria from Wijngaard and I'm the author of the physical discipline portion of this book. I have been involved with the fitness industry for the past 10 to 12 years. I'm a qualified personal trainer as well as a qualified Pilates mat instructor. I train men and women of different ages and sizes, and I enjoy my work. It's my passion to help people to achieve their goals and to make a change in their lifestyle. I hope you will enjoy this book and I encourage you to purchase it. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have you ever started a wellness and fitness program just to fall off the wagon 2 weeks later or a month later? Or if you did achieve your goals after 12 weeks, slowly but surely bad habits are creeping up on you and you're gaining all that weight back and you're feeling unhealthy, inflammation, overweight, and just overall you feel like a failure because you couldn't hold on to the goals. Well, this is why my book is important. I give you practical tips. I approach the fitness journey or overall wellness journey as I would baking a cake. You've got ingredients and you've got methods. And you can't leave some of the ingredients out and expect the cake to be a success. So, you have been created body, soul, and spirit. Your body, whatever you put into it and how you train, affects your soul and your spirit, and vice versa. So we need to take the approach of overall well-being. And in this book, I will give you practical tips on how to achieve these goals, how to plan. He who fails to plan plans to fail. How to set goals, short-term goals, realistic goals, long-term goals, doable goals. Okay, what type of exercises to use? There are so many different exercise forms to use, and not all of them are good for you as a person. If you are over a certain age, you're not going to do HIIT exercises, but you would use more of the low-impact kind of exercises. Okay, so there are different exercise formats to use. What will work for your body type? What will work for your age group? Injuries that you need to take into account. Okay, then there's diet. Not all diets are suited for everyone. Okay, you need a diet that works with your specific body. You've been uniquely created, and you need to find out what works for you and what does not work for you, and journal it. It's a journey. Okay. And then there's rest and detox. What about resting? How do you detox your body? How do you detox your soul and your spirit? It's all connected. It's very deeply interconnected. If you are not on the right frame of mind, you will not want to train. If you ate food that was unhealthy, caused inflammation in your body, you are also not going to want to train, and your emotions will be all over the show. So in this book, the reason why I would suggest you buy this book and encourage you to buy it is that I first of all wrote this for the everyday Jane and Joe, not the professional sports athletes. Okay, I want to help the everyday Jane and Joe how to achieve an overall wellness program, how to start journaling, writing down your goals, writing down a plan, figuring out, and this is step by step, which diet works for you, figuring out which exercises do you see results with. Okay, de-stressing, how to use your rest days or recovery days, how to detox, simple tips. So those are the practical tips that I brought in to help you, to make it easy, to make it doable and achievable. Also, I've included a joint mobility program, stretching program as well, to help you to achieve joint mobility, to improve your joints, your joint health, as well as a practical stretch program that you can use. I'm a qualified personal trainer and a Pilates instructor. So, but before you start any program, I would always suggest you just confirm with your doctor and make sure all is on board. Okay, so I would definitely encourage you to purchase this book. It's filled with lots of practical tips. It's written to understand easily, to apply to your lifestyle, and it's doable, and you're going to reap the benefits of it. You will also be more mindful of yourself, of your body, of your soul and spirit, and you're going to absolutely enjoy the other authors as well. With all of this, it's a very well-rounded book, and I would encourage anyone to purchase it. You will absolutely reap the benefits of it. Thank you very much, and bye.
What a privilege it has been to be part of a life-changing journey as a writer for the Disciplined Lifestyle book. My name is Annelies Boot, and I am the author of the social discipline within this book. So what qualifies me to give you advice and motivate you on social discipline? As an educational specialist, trainer, coach, and mentor, I work in the arena of public speaking and events, and this has allowed me to rub shoulders with people from all walks of life. People are my passion, and building relationships with people have allowed me to share ideas with them, hear their stories, and make some observations. And that has urged me to put pen to paper and to write the book on social discipline. Why should you have this book on your must-read list for this year? Let me explain it to you from the social discipline perspective.
Have you ever wished that you could just stop this mad, monotonous merry-go-round from spinning out of control, the one known as your life? That the rat race is taking its toll on your life? I want you to think for a moment. Did you know that every single experience that you have in this life of yours will be based on a specific relationship? Whether it is a personal relationship, a friendly relationship, romantic, at work, or in your community, everything that you experience will have a relationship value. Even your emotions, your finances, your health, your spiritual and your social interactions will be based on some kind of a relationship. Yet, it is interesting that the most important relationship is the one that we neglect, and that is the one that we have with ourselves. In the book, I address and I explore how to readjust and manage these outer relationships in order to reconnect and restore the relationship that you have with yourself, so that any behavior that you choose to act out is done from a place of personal power. let's take it a step further. Do you know what your generational position is? Do you know in which generation you were born? Are you a baby boomer or from Generation X? Maybe you're a millennial from Generation Z, or an alpha or a beta. It's important to know that each generation has its strengths and its weaknesses, that one is not better than the other. It is a counterbalance of knowledge versus wisdom, youth versus age, and skills versus experience. Can you imagine how powerful a generation, a society can be if we counterbalance the work that should be done, the objective that we have, if we actually rely and build on each other? A couple of years ago, I decided to go on a social media and no news, no newspapers kind of a fast. At first, the cleansing was refreshing, and I loved not knowing anything about anyone and not being bothered and worried about things that will happen tomorrow and scared. And then I noticed a change in myself. The blues started setting in. When I met up with friends, I couldn't take part in the conversation because their conversations all revolved around what was current in the news and social media content, the events and the happenings from around the world, and I realized that I was suffering withdrawal symptoms. I needed to know, because what I did realize was that social media gives our world, our lives, structure. It helps shape our opinions. It brings us new knowledge, current knowledge, direct knowledge immediately, and that our lives are intertwined and controlled by social media. Don't you think that you owe it to yourself to empower yourself so that when you make decisions, it is done in a conscious way and that you will be able to follow through with dynamic actions and with behavior that can change your world, that can bring you more fulfillment, more satisfaction? So, if you realize that the common trend is to just start running every morning when the sun rises, then you will understand that we are so busy following trends, following pressure to impress people, to rise to the demands of relationships, to perform to others' expectations, and that we are by the end of the day so exhausted. Well, if you are struggling to connect with yourself, I urge you to look at the disciplined lifestyle. This is the perfect tool for you to establish your value and to take your rightful position in society. You may not be able to stop your merry-go-round, but you can take control of your experiences. You can weigh up your options. You can take control of your choices and make sound decisions. The world indeed changes every 24 hours, and you cannot afford to fall behind, not to be in the loop, not to have current and updated knowledge, to have trendy and necessary skills, and to have a confident attitude. The disciplined lifestyle will modify your behavior to such an extent that your approach to life will be more disciplined and that you will be able to control the spinning of your merry-go-round. This is a must-have book for your library.
Hi, I'm Dr. Richard Chukwu, a spiritual guide. I uncover the power of spiritual discipline. In a fast-paced and chaotic world, individuals often struggle to find inner peace, clarity, and a sense of purpose. My question will be, what would it take to center you? I will say that it is spiritual discipline. What is this all about? Spiritual discipline promotes consistency, empowers and develops good habit. It produces focus. It is a source of inspiration. Here is my take. You can't gamble with your inner peace and the next chapter of your life. This book is a must. I call it a life companion. And this is why I believe that you need to get it.